So we have new disturbing details in the death of Jamal Khashoggi. Jamal Khashoggi, of course, is the Washington Post journalist who's a frequent critic of Saudi Arabia, who was killed after he entered the Saudi Arabian consulate in Turkey. So, what are these new details? Well, according to the Turkish government, who says, "Hey, you know what? We have both video and audio of Jamal Khashoggi basically being murdered, and by the Saudi regime, by people loyal to I guess Mohammed bin Salman and the Saudi government." So in that audio, uh, we hear some very disturbing things. Which, by the way, we don't have access to the audio. So that's very, very important to know. So the Turkish government says, yeah, we have this audio. We just haven't released it yet. But here's snippets of what we have, and we're going to release that to the press. Now, uh, this is according. It says they have a 7 minute a 7 minute piece of audio, according to a Turkish source who heard an audio recording of the murder. The Washington Post columnist was abducted October 2nd from the Consul General's office at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul and dragged into a study next door. And a witness downstairs had heard horrendous screams, reported the Middle East Eye. Uh, Now, the source told the website the consul himself was taken out of the room. There was no attempt to interrogate him. They had come to kill him. Now, that's of course that goes against the Saudi Arabian story. First, the story from the from Riyadh is, oh no, Jamal who, right? Oh, that guy. No, we didn't have anything to do with that disappearance or murder. So sad day for you, especially sad day for him. And then of course the story was going well. They were going to release a statement that said, well, we were interrogating him and that interrogation went wrong. Well, this blows a hole in both of those stories, in which there wasn't even an attempt at an interrogation, according to these Turkish officials. They said, no, they were coming to kill him. Literally kill him. Now, it gets worse. Now, this, apparently, according to this tape, it took 7 minutes. 7 minutes for Khashoggi to die. Now, that apparently that ended when Khashoggi was injected with an unknown substance, or at least the screaming ended. Who knows how long he was still alive after he was injected? Possibly, and I'm going to do some speculation here. It sounds like it would be a paralytic. Stop him from screaming while they literally take a bone saw to cut him up while he was still alive. Now, the head of forensic in the Saudi General Security Department, Salah Mohammed El Tubagi, was among the 15-man squad who arrived in Turkey earlier that day by private jet. The source said that Tubagi started to cut up Khashoggi's body on the table in the study while he was still alive, and it took about 7 minutes. Now, even more disturbing than that, and trust me, this is disturbing enough. More disturbing than that is apparently while he worked, Tubagi had put on earphones and listened to music while dismembering Khashoggi's body with a bone saw, and he had advised other squad members to do the same. Quote, when I do this job, I listen to music. You should too. That suggests to me that that wasn't his first rodeo. It is a hit squad from Saudi Arabia that does this consistently. Murders people that are against the regime. Not only that, but Khashoggi is also against, or was also very critical of Donald Trump as well. Look, I don't think that has anything to do with the murder itself, or at least not directly, but he was critical of both the Saudi regime, the Saudi government, and the American government under Donald Trump. And he's a Washington Post journalist and ends up, of course, dismembered in a table or on a table by 15 guys. Now, where Trump is involved, he's like, oh no, strong denial. Saudi Arabia strongly denies it, and I'm going to back them up. But here we have evidence in the form of a video and audio, or at least audio, where it's very clear that this was a hit squad that had done this before, and they were practicing a hit on this journalist, on this reporter from the Washington Post. Again, if that's not disturbing, I don't know what is. And the other part is, they thought they were going to get away with it, but they did not. So the fact is, now what's going to happen? Well, as I said before, with Donald Trump at the helm, it is very, very unlikely that we're going to do anything to Saudi Arabia. And I'm not advocating for war or anything like that, or bombing or whatever. But if you think that we're going to stop selling them weapons, that we're going to stop giving them aid, you are wrong. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.